Happy birthday, my dear Gem Stars. Welcome to the Gemini forecast room scope for 16 with me. My name is Amanda. This month I'm going to be using the classic deck, the Tarot Art Nouveau in conjunction with the runes. This deck is by Antonella Castelli. At least the artwork is. It's a beautiful deck. And then I'm going to be pulling, as I always do, this reading will continue over on the Vimeo page. The link is below in the details section. I'm going to be pulling your spiritual counsel card, your spiritual guidance card from the Witchlings deck and book set by Paulina Cassidy. It's an adorable little deck. So be sure to jump over there after you watch this video to get your spiritual guidance for the month of June. Generally, they have been tying in to whatever the challenge or focus of the month will be. So if you need a little bit of additional guidance from Spirit, that's where you need to go. Also wanted to mention, now that we are halfway through the year, I can't believe it's June already, but here we are. Now can be a good time to rewatch the forecast for all of 2018 and just take stock, see where you're at. And I will, if you just click the little I, the info button here in the video, I will include the link to the corresponding yearly overview for you, just so you can rewatch that, take a look. Next month, I will also be posting over on the Vimeo page a yearly kind of mid-year check-in. So you can we'll look at, it'll be a reading for July 3 of 16. So just give you a heads up about that. But let's jump in here, Gemini, see which runes want to talk to you. For your birthday, see what they want to say. None are grabbing on yet. We'll all wait for the ones that want to find fingers to find fingers. Here we go. Now, as always, do check out the video for your rising sign as well. That will also contain some additional messages for you. The only way to get clarity, though, really, and messages that are all about you, is to schedule a private consultation with me. I do those on Skype. They are $5 for 3 minutes. Just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. You will also find that here in the video. If you're on a computer, below the video, just tap the little arrow if you're on a mobile device to see all of that information. And certainly your birthday can be a good time to get a reading. So definitely treat yourself if you've been waiting, because that's technically the start of your new year. So Gemini, what do we got here? Take a gander. It's like a pretty good month for what's coming up as the challenge is the Justice card. So, but I feel like those of you that have been, if this is in the most mundane sense, a legal case or any kind of legal proceedings, divorces, settlements, anything like that, it does seem like these will be coming to an end. Now, for many of you, there may be, some of you just be consulting someone saying, hey, do I have a case, or can I pursue this? It doesn't have to even be a legal situation. It could be anything that you are like, do I have any recourse for recouping, this loss, or is there any way that I can, balance out an unfair situation? And for many of you, I am getting you'll be disappointed by the response, but you will be putting it behind you by the end of it, no matter what. So those of you that are waiting on like a settlement offer, it could be maybe it's not the amount that you were asking for, or, if it's, you were trying to find some recourse for settling an issue or balancing those scales out or bringing more balance to a situation. It may not be, you may not be over the moon with the decision. You may not be over the moon with what a consultant tells you. Either way, though, you're going to be leaving it behind. And, this is also a very karmic card. So I feel like the message for many of you is, yeah, maybe you can't kind of maneuver things to balance things out or make things more fair, but karma always takes care of it. We just have to wait for it. We want things to happen quickly, especially when we feel like we've been treated unfairly. we want that to be rectified as quickly as possible. And, but there's always a reason that we're going through that. There's always a reason that we're dealing with that. So karma is in play, when it comes to any sort of balancing. This also for some of you concern someone born under the sign of Libra, because Libra is the sign associated with the Justice card. So that could be a Libra could be playing a part in this. And you'd be disappointed in them if this is someone close to you. Some of you may be leaving a relationship, leaving behind a relationship with a Libra, you feel like maybe you're tired of being treated unfairly, and you are leaving this relationship behind, because the runes here are indicating disappointment by someone close to you, but that you've done all you're supposed to do together. You're just going to leave this behind and move on. It's time. So maybe you're seeing the light that this is the way to get balance back to life. This is the way to rectify this situation. Or, I've been so down in the dumps or disappointed about a situation because I keep dealing with this person, or this person keeps making me feel this way, or this situation keeps making me feel this way. So I'm going to leave it behind. But because this is coming up in the challenge, that would be difficult to do. You'd be trying to figure out a way to do this. But the help that's going to be available to you, let's jump to that situation here. We have the Empress in reverse, in conjunction with some runes here that indicate, I feel like you will have support from, there be people that you are part of a group. So this could be family, friends, coworkers, where you are, against a situation or against someone. It could be tying into this situation, the Justice card and these runes we're talking about. You're not going to be the only one that is opposed to this, or you're not going to be the only one that is trying to affect an outcome, trying to change things. So, it's like, you're not the only one that will feel that you are treated unfairly. And I feel like you and everyone else who feels this way, you're going to kind of be drawing on that. You're going to kind of be drawing strength from the fact that, okay, we're kind of all in this boat together, or, we're all speaking out about this together. So there's solidarity, strength in numbers, I feel like, for you. And that's going to be a help to you. Now, those of you that have if you felt like on the receiving end, because again, this reading is again general for some people. So some of you, I'm getting specifically that you have been feeling opposed by a group of people. You have been feeling like they have blocked you or stopped growth for you, or kind of tried to put obstacles in your way for new beginnings, or just kind of like trying to thwart you is the word they're giving me. Thwarted at every attempt. Regarding a project, maybe regarding a promotion, regarding moving ahead, if this is a work situation, or, regarding something you're trying to do in your life, because this could be family that are just with negative talk or gossip or that sort of thing, interfering in your business kind of thing. That has been, you've been on the receiving end of that. That has actually been a help to you. If that's been going on, it's been a lesson pushing you to leave these relationships behind, or at least distance yourself. But Canis is a rune in the reverse, is a rune of the end of a relationship, the end of interaction, the end of dealing with that person. If you have felt like, even if it's more than one person, if you have felt opposed or taken advantage of, or just like people are, interfering in things they have no business interfering in, there may be one more resurgence of this and it's a help to you, because it's going to get you to say, I am done with this nonsense. I'm out of here. I've learned a lesson. I've been as patient as I can be. And that's what I'm seeing, Gemini. If you are experiencing this, you have been as patient as you can be with these people. You have given them more rope than they deserve. And you're just over it. You're tired of it. You're sick of people sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, talking about things they have no business talking about or that they don't even know about. That's a big thing for someone out there. And that'd be a very specific message. Like, you don't know the first thing about this. So who are you to be talking about this? You don't know this person. You don't know me. So why are you talking about things that you have no knowledge of? That's sort of a feeling. So, but really with the Eight of Pentacles, and that's the reason I was feeling like for some of you, this could be a work situation involving job interviews. This could be getting you to leave a work situation behind. And maybe it's not the work itself, but the people that you're dealing with. You keep getting passed over for jobs where you are the one that's qualified, and they're giving these accolades and rewards and promotions to people who don't have your experience, who don't have your skills, and completely ignoring you. Because this rune really kind of talks about kind of that clique kind of energy where there's a group that's been somewhere a long time and they're part of the group and they don't allow anyone else in. Kind of a Mean Girls, Heathers kind of vibe. That is just pushing you. If you're feeling that again, or if it's maybe just been something that's always kind of been there in the background, but you're sick of it. So you're going to start interviewing for other jobs. And it really looks to be a month where you can move up. If you can't, some of you may get the promotion. You may move up within a company, be interviewing for that. But I feel like the majority of you may be leaving a work situation because this is a card of the Eight of Coins. It's a card of, becoming the master. And you no longer have to settle for these mediocre positions. You're moving up and interviewing, talking to people, submitting job applications. Some of you could also be taking like a certification, or maybe if you're starting a new job or looking to, there will be a training period where you're going to be learning a lot and you're going to do very well. If you're taking any sort of tests, any sort of finals or taking the bar, anything like that, you're going to do very well because you're going to put a lot of preparation into it. And a lot of the knowledge you already know. So some of you be retaking is a word I'm getting. Some of you be retaking a test or retaking a course to qualify for something that you've taken before and maybe you didn't pass. This time you will. So if you were questioning that, because again, you already have a lot of the knowledge. This is an increase in pay. Your past experience and your skill level have qualified you for this. There's also an element of newness with this. So financial stability coming in if it was a more difficult month, you're going to end up feeling a lot more positive, a lot more stable when it comes to finances. And those of you that have been kind of languishing in a job or position where you're not getting the recognition, you're not getting the accolades, you're going to start looking for a place that will, pay you what you deserve and will, treat their employees in a just better, or, and where there's not maybe these, those high school kind of. And I know that anytime people are, sometimes adults are more high schoolish than even high schoolers, but you can never kind of escape that. But some companies, it's a little less prevalent. They tolerate it less, or it just doesn't, especially if the people are older, if there's just more maturity around. And I feel like you're going to be moving out of a childish situation into one that is more positive. Again, this does not have to be work, but those of you that this is a settlement, because this can be money coming back to you. Again, it may not be what you were hoping, but it will be enough to provide some stability. I feel like you'll be getting good counsel, good advice from anyone with Ansus here that you are talking to, whether it's a lawyer or a financial advisor or an official of some sort who's giving you advice for this recourse of how to rectify whatever this situation was. they're going to give you some really good advice about how to do that, how to manage your money, how to, how to get back something, how to get a payout. So you can trust advisors in the month of Gemini. I do feel like they will be giving you accurate information and advice, particularly when it comes to stability and financial things. Now, what must be accepted about the month of June? We've got the Seven of Cups, or Seven of Chalices in this deck, which is a beautiful deck. And that is that there'll be some confusion around because you have a lot of options available to you for how to go about this. It may be one of those situations, let's kind of go back to this, where you're talking to or getting advice from an official or someone kind of that you've gone to for help with a situation, maybe this situation, maybe, for some of you, something completely different. And they give you some, okay, well, you could do this, or you could do this, or you could do that. And you feel a little bit overwhelmed, Gemini. And the key there is to get in touch with, what's the option that you're most pulled to, because there will be one. You have to kind of take your head out of it. And that can be hard for air signs because you live in your head. You're mental science. That's your strengths, your analytical skills. That's where your strengths lie. So it can be difficult to turn that off and say, okay, well, which one am I more emotionally? What does my heart say? What sounded like the right thing? Like as soon as this person said it, what was the one that I kind of like, made my eyes light up, or kind of like, sounded most interesting? That's usually your intuition here, leading you to something. But I feel like whatever this decision is, you have time to kind of table it and wait a little bit. Don't rush into anything. I feel like you do have, some time here to decide. And, this is going to resolve a conflict. Now, for some of you, this may be someone dealing with health issues, or maybe you are dealing with some health issues. This situation that you feel is unfair could also be related to health issues and you feeling just disappointed. Maybe that something there's been a resurgence or something that you thought you'd taken care of or that you were done with had come back. But again, there are options available. And it just be a matter of deciding which is best. So if it's not your health, it could be someone close to you, mother-in-law, someone connected to mom's side of the family. And there are, it'd be just a matter of, okay, well, we have to try this and then rule it out. And then if that doesn't work, we'll try this, that sort of thing. The good news is there are options. So, but yeah, emotionally, there'd be something where, there are so many options that you're feeling overwhelmed, but that's better than no options. I'd rather have that problem than, no solution to the problem or no one offering any guidance. So, take your time to kind of consider that. And again, Gemini, really turn off your mind and kind of try to get in touch with what feels right, what feels best. For some of you, it would just be resolving a conflict, a family conflict, or options for, again, rectifying an unfair situation. But take the time out to consider. And for the outcome of the month, we've got the Six of Swords. So that's why I was saying that. I feel like some of you are going to be leaving a job. We've got a lot of indications here of leaving something behind, the Six of Swords, but also gayness. So leaving behind a negative situation, leaving behind a job that's not giving you recognition, passing you over. I do feel like there's going to be, for your birthday, reason to celebrate. I think there's good news coming for you, Gemini, when it comes to especially moving forward. If you felt stuck, and I feel like some of you have, and the month you start off with that energy still kind of hanging around, those retrograde planets that we had in, but I mean, things are, we have more moving forward. So I think you're going to start to see that energy starting to dissipate, and definitely by the end of, you're going to start to see, okay, finally, once Mars turns direct, which I believe is at the end of, things that have been held up can really kind of be out of the gate with a shot, because Mars is just a very aggressive energy. And once it kind of gets going, things pick up really quickly. So, and I think you're going to see that. You've got a lot of protection around, especially when it comes to being in the right place at the right time, just kind of fortuitous events, particularly when it comes to money or travel. Some of you may be taking a birthday little jaunt. That could be, because Six of Swords can be travel. And maybe you are taking it because you know what, this situation was, really kind of draining energy. I need to get out of here. I need to get away. Or I need to get away and think about how I want to tackle this problem or tackle this situation. I'm going to take a little holiday or take a little weekend away and take a break. And some of you be going with a love interest. Because we've got Ruse here. So it does seem to be for you. Now, this could be you if you're a male Gemini. But yeah, I feel like if you're just getting away with your honey, those of you that are single, seems like traveling while in transit. This doesn't have to be a trip. This could just be in your day-to-day travel. But yeah, this could be someone you're meeting kind of in transit, on the train, on the bus, just running errands or on a trip. So, because again, whenever this rune pops up, it talks about a lot of luck being on your side, of being in the right place at the right time to meet someone who can help you, or, meeting someone who can help you advance, or who's going to play an important role in your life. So, either way, with this Six of Swords, big change and moving into a more positive phase, moving into calmer waters, and leaving behind a situation that has caused heartache or disappointment. There's not going to be any more of that. There's going to be advancement. And, this has been intensified with all these retrograde planets for some of you. And that may be, as Moon kind of starts, that energy is lingering, but don't look for it to last past. Excuse me. Particularly when Mars turns direct. I think you're going to really notice a big jump, not only in your energy levels, but also in the advancement of things. Advancement of things you've been working on, or things that have been germinating, things you've been thinking about. But that's what I see for you, Gemini. Happy birthday once again. I am now going to, as I mentioned, pull your spiritual guidance card from the Witchlings book, the Witchlings deck, by Paulina Cassidy. And you can check that out over on Vimeo. Again, the link's below. So I hope to see you over there. Don't forget to rewatch your 16 forecast to take stock and see what's yet to come. That can give you a good idea. And I will see you again next month.